welcome Snakes class. Today we are going to be doing our basics and as well as some sparring strategies. We're going to be doing top basics, so stances, blocks, and punches where you guys have them. We'll start with our purple black belts, go to our third Q brown belts, and second Q brown belts. First Q brown belts, you know your job. Everything. Your job is to watch every single video that I make and do everything there. Ha 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 ha. So, good luck to you there. Anyway, so let's get started with those purple black belts. The purple black belts, you do not have any stances, new stances that you need to be learning, but you do have a block. This block is the forearm sweeping block. You learned the forearm block last time. Forearm sweeping block comes up like an upper block and then comes across this way. Turning the hand all the way out using the forearm and pressing it out on a 45-degree angle. Let's do it in a stance. Step forward and block. The direction and where it goes is just like an upper block. Comes from down here, goes on the outside of this arm, and then turns to get to its destination on that 45-degree angle. Try it again, step forward, cross the center, and forward. Get into that good forward stance. Always a good time to make sure that you're working on that forward stance. One more. Very good. Next one is going to be the one knuckle punch. One knuckle punch. When you're doing the one knuckle punch, use your top knuckle right here, so your pointer finger. Then you're going to curl this in, but you're going to keep that foreknuckle right there up, just with that first finger. Curl that finger all the way in, take your thumb, put it on top, just like that, and press it. That's going to push all your other knuckles together and make that nice and solid. So, as we do it, of course you can't sit there like this, that's cheating. You have to be here, hand nice and tight at the hip, and you're going to rotate and punch. Now, I'm going to let you decide. I do mine like this. If you want to do it sideways like this, by all means, go for it. But keep it consistent. Whatever you decide to do, keep doing that. I'm going to keep doing this right here. Back to my fighting stance. Notice my hand is nice and tight. If you want to step forward and do it, you can practice that as well. Go ahead and practice it, 10 on each side. Brown belts, third Q brown belts. You probably have the most out of all the basics here we're going to do today. Starting with our leaning stance. So, leaning stance is just like a forward stance, but it's a really bad forward stance, okay? And it goes out to the side. So if I was doing a forward stance to the side, of course, I would make a nice wide stance to make sure I had good balance. And my attention would be that way. But with a leaning stance, we're gonna line the heels up. So we're on the same line here with our heels. Lean this way. And what you want is you want your heel back, straighten this leg out, and you want a straight line from here going all the way up that way. Hand's gonna be down here, and the other hand's gonna be in an upper block that way. One of the most important things is don't turn your head. That's the easiest thing to do, and this is what people do all the time. You have to keep your head in line with the rest of your body. And it should be a nice straight line going through. And when you switch, this is the toughest part. When you switch, you don't want to switch with your balls of the feet. See how I lift that up? And you don't want to switch with just the heels coming up like that. You actually want to pretend like you have a stake going through the middle of your foot and you're turning them. Now, one part of your foot might be dominant over the other. That's okay, but the point here is you're keeping all 9 points of balance on the ground. So you got to make sure you do that. Keep all 9 points. Don't lift any of them up when you're switching sides. Let's try a couple here together. Switch them and switch them. Notice I'm not stepping back at all. I'm keeping on that line. So if I were on this line right here, where this pad is, I would stay on that line. Practice that 10 times, back and forth, 20 times, 10 on each side. Boom, boom, boom. Next one is our scooping block. Now, I mentioned earlier about the leaning stance, or just a moment ago, and a forward stance this way would be like this. Now we're going to do that forward stance to the side, but our attention is going to be over here. So I'm gonna step out with my right, do your left, so we're mirroring each other. So left leg steps out, the hands go out this way. You step out, so this is your halfway point right here. Then it goes down, both hands. This hand goes almost like an inside block, but doesn't come all the way up. You're here, and then this hand pulls to the hip. This hand goes straight out to the side, or to the front in this matter. From the elbow to the knuckles, completely straight out from my hip. This hand pulls all the way back. Now when we kaite, or we do the next technique with this, you actually kaite or switch your forward stance. So I move this foot over, I bring my hands out, here's my halfway point, turn the foot, get into that forward stance, and here. Straight up, don't let this happen. This is common, don't let it happen. Then I switch, and I switch. Okay, practice it. That's the hardest one. Take some time on that. Make sure that you're doing it right. Make sure you're doing it right. Okay, the next block we're gonna have is the hooking wrist block, which if you know the forearm sweeping block, which hopefully you do now at this point, it's just like the forearm sweeping block, but you open the hand like this. Some of you like to refer this technique as the waiter block. So it's as if you have you're a waiter and you have the thing on you right there, okay? So stepping forward, let's try it, just like the forearm sweeping. Come across here. Then you switch them, knee and stop. Just like that. Practice those. 10 times on each side, so 20 total as you're counting through. Make sure you get those really good. The next one is the scissors punch. The scissors punch. I'm here. I want you to practice it without stepping forward, because this isn't your pot side eye where you come up and you break and you go forward. But we're not doing it in pot side eye right now, obviously. But you're here, you're gonna come around, come into the hip, and go forward that way. I'll do it from a side, so you can, from the side, so you can see. I go up, around, in, and forward. Now some can actually say this is more of a block. Some also could say this could be more of a strike. And some also say that it's more of a punch. They had to label it something, so they labeled it as the punch. But you do have all the elements of a block, a strike, and a punch in this particular technique. Let's try it. Stepping forward, left leg, scissors punch. That way. All right, practice it 10 times on each side. 20 times total. Next one is the large U punch. Large U punch. So what I want you to do is, if you have a wall, I'd like you to actually go up to that wall, take your right leg, step it forward, or left leg, whatever you like, but put the same hand forward. Foot that's forward, hand is low. Put that hand up against it just like this. Take this one, the top one, and put that one up against it too. And really get the feel on that distance right there, because that is how you want to punch. It's very common that this happens, or this, where that's not lined up. We don't want that. We want it nice and even there, nice and even. Let's try it together. This is going to come to your hip. Step that left leg, your right leg. Your right leg forward and large U punch. Line them up. Bring it back and line up. You're going to have to turn your body a little bit. That's okay. Forward that way. And forward. Very good. Okay, the last two techniques I have here are for my second cues. Second cue, brown belts, you're going to be doing the hourglass stance. Now the hourglass stance is a tricky one. You're here, you're going to pull this foot in, it's going to go out ever so slightly, then it's going to pull in as well. Notice the heel goes out, so you're in a 45-degree angle here. This is just as wide as it is long. Okay, so it's almost like a perfect square. And you want your center of your body to be right in the middle, here. So if I were to draw a line and something, say a pole would go straight down, it would go through my head here, all the way through my body, and boom, would land, boom, right in the middle here. That's what we want. Now, the strength in this technique, or this stance, is important because there's a lot of it there, but only if you do this in the right way. what you have to do is as you go out and you come in, you're going to take all 9 toes. You guys have 9 toes, right? Yeah, so take all 9 toes and grab the floor. So you got to grab your floor. What's that? I've been told I have 10 toes. Okay. Take all 10 toes and grab the floor. Grab the floor with them. Like you're a monkey grabbing, okay? You're here, and then what you're going to do is you're going to turn them, twist them out this way. Now that's going to push your knees out, but you can't let your knees go out. You have to push your knees in because it's an inside tension. So you have all these forces of opposite coming in and making it nice and strong. Tuck your hips nice and deep. Hands go out in front like this. Now when you step forward, you're going to pop your heel in. And to do that, you don't have to do anything else but just loosen up your heel, and that's going to make it go, boom, pop right in. As you step forward, cross your arms, get into that next stance, grab with the toes, twist the feet out and push the knees in at the same time, tuck those hips. Pull the heel in and step it forward. That is a tough stance, very tough. Practice it, go over this a couple of times, really try to get that down. The last technique we're going to do today is the 4-knuckle punch. 4-knuckle punch. So your 4 knuckles are these ones here. Okay? Here. In your fighting stance, do it in place first. Punch. Go for the throat. There you go, and back. That way. Now step forward, lunge punch with it. Each. Knee. Side. Practice it. Easy technique, easy technique. For the last portion of the class today, we're going to be doing our sparring strategies. My purple black belts, you're doing IDA. Now before, when you were a purple belt, you should have been learning changing the technique, where you start with one technique and then you fake it and throw a different technique. Now we're going to be doing one of my favorites. This is changing the timing. Changing the timing of a technique. And that takes even more skill and even more deception than changing the technique of something, because you got to be really, really sneaky. So we're going to try this without a partner first. I'm going to go sideways so you can see this. I'm in my fighting stance, and I'm going to slide in, and I have to give the most convincing reverse punch possible. Do it strong, do it powerful, make it so they have to block that thing with their life. Here, and I, boom, hit them with it as hard as I can. Wham! If they don't block it, brown belts, what do? Yeah, you're right, hit them with it, because they didn't block it. But then what you're going to do is you're going to change that timing. Once they get used to that, you're going to change it so it stops, and as they go by and they block it, the punch that's not there, you continue your punch. So I'm here, and I convince them, get it good, then continue it. Now, the key here is you can't retract. I see a lot of you do this. You go halfway, like you're gonna stop, and then you pull it back again and then go forward. That's not gonna work. That's taking way too much time there. You have to stop, then go again. Practice that. Stop, go. Stop, go. Like that. All right, let's get a partner in here. We're gonna have mom and dad help you out a little bit with this. Miss Ambrosio, can I use you? Awesome. Thank you so much. And Miss Ambrosio is also clad in her pajamas today. Look at that. Okay, looking good, looking good.
Sorry. Okay.
So, parents, you're simply going to just move your hand and block the punch that's coming at you. Okay? I'm here, and she's gonna just put your hands out like this. Just stand, you can stand up. Yeah, not quite like that. Yeah, there you go. And parents, all you need to do is move your hand over, just like that, just like that. So I'm here and moves the hand over. Moves the hand over. And we don't need to go super strong right now. We're with our parents right now, so we want to kind of work the timing a little bit with this. And I move like that, and then I move just like that. You see how I did that? Let's try it again. Boom. You got to get them used to blocking it. Got to get them used to blocking it. Really got to get him used to blocking it. She really tried that time. She was really trying for it. All right, one more time. Ready? Good, just like that. Yeah, she really didn't see that one coming, okay? All right, so you got to stop that technique before it gets to them and then continue. But watch this. If I do this, if I stop it, pull it back, and then go, even if they did the block, they're going to be able to pull it back before I can get it out there. So you can't have that. You really gotta stop, go, just like that. And the more you work on it, the better you're gonna get with it. Let me give you another one. Thanks, let's do it without a partner first. The next one we're gonna be doing is a front kick. I enjoyed this one. It takes a lot of time to develop, but if you get it, if you practice it and you get it good, you can just about catch anybody with it, okay? I'm here. And you're going to throw that front kick. Just like that. It's got to be convincing. Just like that reverse punch, they got to block that thing. Just like that. Then you bring the foot up. Bring it up, let them block it, and then wham! Kick them with it. Let's try it with a partner.
Partner's coming.
Here she is. Okay. So she's just going to relax and put your hand up like this. So she's going to block it down this way this time. Don't kick hard, guys. Don't kick hard because this can hurt. Parents, watch your thumbs, okay? Because if you get your thumb down like this, wham, that's really going to hurt, okay? So nice and easy, nice and easy. We're just working on the timing. We're here and down, just like that. Now kick, down. Boom. Boom. Just like that. So you got to wait for it to go by, and then you can throw your kick. One more time. She didn't block it all the way. She stopped it. She stopped it. Let's try it again. One more time. One more time. Yeah. All right, practice that one and get good at that one, okay? Next we're going to be doing is for our third cues, you have AC, angle counter. So for angle counter, you have all four angles you can use. You can use the front two angles and you can use the rear angles. I believe last time in class we were doing the rear angles, so this time we're going to be doing these front angles for the counter. So we're in a fighting stance. I'll do mirror image, so go ahead and you can put your left leg forward, right leg back. Let's start off practicing this angle over here. So you're going to go this way, and let's just add a back fist. You can add whatever you like to it, but let's add a back fist right now. I'm going to go to this angle, and I'm going to simply back fist, just like that. Make sure you're going on that angle. Step that way. Try it again. Keep that same foot forward, step on that angle. Let's try the other angle now. Let's go this way. For this angle, you don't really want to do this. See the problem that I have in here, right? My back is to my opponent. That's not good. Instead, we're going to switch sides. So you're going to step through and you're going to step on that angle here. So we switched sides. Now you should be right leg forward, which should feel a little awkward for you because you're used to sparring on the other side. You're going to end up having the dominant side when you spar. Getting good on both sides is obviously an advantage, but when you're sparring somebody that it may be a little bit more skillful than you, you don't really want to experiment with doing a odd side or anything like that. But for this particular, we're going to go on that angle there. We have to switch our sides to do that. So I'm going to step on that angle and back fist. And again, back fist. Keep this hand readily available to block and do whatever you need to afterwards. Practice those on your own, going to your left and going to your right. Now we'll do it with a partner. So parents, we're here like this. Face your partner bow. This is going to be easy. You're going to do exactly, well, you weren't here for the side step. So she's going to back up. I'm in my fighting stance, and I'm going to start with my left side first. So she's walking towards me, and all I'm simply going to do is that. Go to that angle. And then I can turn back around, and they can walk right back at me again. Boom. Careful with that back fist. It comes very quickly, especially if the parents are walking forward. Parents, if you walk forward and then start going quickly, you might run into their back fist. I'm sorry, that's not their fault. That's your fault, okay? So here, then you're gonna try the other way, this way. And boom, back fist, that way. So we're going to the right now. So I turn and face him, and right foot, so I end up on the left leg back, switching sides. Try that back and forth. Do it as many times as you can get it, okay? The last one we're gonna do is the angle attack. Angle attack. So remember, angle counter is a defensive technique because your opponent is coming at you with a technique. Ms. Ambrosio, can I have you back out here for me real quick? Just so I can explain this a little bit more. So we didn't do an actual attack. They were just kind of walking towards us. Fighting stance for me, please. So an angle counter, if she throws a front kick, I'm going to angle that front kick, and now I have her exposed this way, okay? Whereas a angle attack, this person, I guess you can say the defender right now, the defender is not moving towards you. They're in place, well, maybe not in place, they're moving around, but they're not attacking you, they're not aggressing towards you. So on an angle attack, I'm the one coming at them. Whoop, don't fall off your Taito universe here, okay? Okay, so let's do this without a partner. This is angle attack. I just wanted you to see the difference between your AC, angle counter, and your AA, angle attack. Start here, just like this. Let's switch it up. I'll do mirror image. So you should have your left leg forward, right leg back. Let's start off going to our left first. So we're here, and I want you to attack with the back fist and punch. Boom, boom. Bread and butter, right? Bread and butter technique. Back fist punch, 1, 2, just like that, on that angle. Get good at it without a partner. Then you're gonna do the same technique, but now you're gonna move to this angle here. You gotta use that back leg, launch off, go to your right side, and back fist punch. You're gonna end up on the opposite side. Let's try it with a partner now.
Here it comes. To save the day.
Thank you. Okay, so we're gonna be, she could just stay in a fighting stance. Go ahead. Parents, make the best fighting stance you can, okay? We're here, and I'm sure it's gonna be really good now. Send me some videos of your parents' best fighting stance. I'd love to see that. Yeah. I really would. Okay, so we're gonna start off going to the left first. So I'm gonna go to the left, back fist punch. She's gonna stay right there. And then I come back. And then I'm gonna go to the right. Gotta switch those feet. Careful with this. If I'm coming in this way, boom, that's gonna be right there, ready to go. So keep that hand up just in case it's coming at you. Here, and 1, 2, just like that. And I come back, try the other side. Boom, boom, go back and forth like that. Make sure you end up next to your partner by traveling on that angle. If you're going to the side, you see how I might be able to kick her. Not really though. There's no way I'm gonna get that kick out in time before she can block it. So that's where the angles have an advantage, because now I'm almost directly right next to her. Thank you. Oh yeah. Thank you very much. Okay, that concludes all of the strategies for purple black belt, 3rd Q brown belts, and 2nd Q brown belts. 1st Q brown belts, you know what you need to do. You need to work on everything. So better get to those videos. You guys have a good day. Escape. Right. Class dismissed, and I think I'll see you guys on either Friday or Thursday. Check your schedules. Have a good day. Bye.